Hey guys, Brandon here, and in this video I'm going to be giving a short introduction to the grep command line utility. So I've always thought of grep as kind of like a command line grapple gun, and basically you fire grep into a file or a group of files with a search string, and it hooks on to any of the lines in the files that match. So here my search string is rabbit. I'm searching the file wonderland.txt, and I find the string that says down the rabbit hole. So that's the gist of grep. Grep also has a number of command line options that change the behavior and can be very useful. It has a ton of options actually. I'm just going to cover the three most basic and most important ones in this video though. So those options are the case-insensitive match, the recursive search, and the line number option. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so here I have a bunch of ebooks that I downloaded off the internet. If we just take a peek into one, 11.txt, this is the full Alice in Wonderland book. So yeah, I'm going to demonstrate on this. So I really like this book, and my favorite character in particular is the White Rabbit. And so if I say, like, I want to find the parts in the book that where the rabbit's involved, well, I can use grep to find that. So this is the most basic way to use grep. You just give it a literal string to search for and the name of the file to search. So my search string is going to be rabbit, and the file is 11.txt. So let's run this and see what we get. So here I got a couple matches. Here we see a rabbit hole, rabbits, but it's the White Rabbit that I'm looking for, and I know his name is like the White Rabbit, so this doesn't seem right. And so you know why? It's probably because rabbit is capitalized because it's a proper noun. But I want to get all of the rabbit matches. Well, so that's the way I can use the first command line option is -I, which is case-insensitive matching. So when I run this again, it will give me all matches of rabbit regardless of the case. So now we see when I run this, and here we go. Now we got lines about the White Rabbit. But this isn't that useful by itself because, like, great, I can see these lines where it's talking about a white rabbit, but I want to go to those lines in the book. Well, to get those line numbers, I can just throw in the -N option. So when I do that, now we'll see it annotates these each with the line number, and now I can go into the book and just jump to that line. The last option that I want to cover is recursive searching. Maybe it's not just the White Rabbit that I like about this book. I just like rabbits in general. And I have all these books here, and I want to find the parts where they talk about rabbits. Well, so if I want to search all these at once, I could type in each name at once and just do a simple search or whatever, or I could use grep's recursive option, which is -R. And when you're using -R, you don't need to give it the second argument anymore, like the file argument, because you want to just search everything. If you leave that argument blank, it will search all the files that it finds starting from your current working directory, or what you can do is specify the folder. You can explicitly state the folder that you want to start your search from. But I want to search the current working directory with all these text files in it for rabbits. So if I do this, it'll give me back every single match of rabbit that it can find. And it also annotates the beginning of it with the name of the file that it matched in, and if maybe some of these are going to be capitalized again, so I can throw in -I and it works. So yeah, and actually, while I'm on this demonstration here, you might have noticed that when I threw in the -I option, it went a lot slower. So I'll run these two side by side again. You can see when I throw in -I, it's a lot slower, and that's just because when you're doing case-insensitive searching, there are a lot more possibilities to match against, and so that actually it's actually a pretty significant overhead. So that can be important to keep in mind when efficiency is key. So yeah, those are all the options I want to cover. There's just one more thing I want to demonstrate about grep. Honestly, a lot of us, or most of us, aren't going to be using grep to search command line or ebooks, we're going to be using it when we're programming. And so probably the most useful way that I found to use grep is when I'm searching source code for a very specific function call. Like I know like there's a specific library function call that I'm looking for, and I want to find out where that is in a bunch of code. So I downloaded just some source files here, and it's just for demonstration. Let's say I want to find any lines where the printf function is called. That's a really common C function. And so when I run this, it's going to search all of these, and it will give me back the lines where printf is called. You can substitute printf for any function. But yeah, this is grep is probably the most useful utility for command line development that I have ever come across. So this is just good to point out right now. So yeah, that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching, and hope you learned something.